Are you living life, or is life living you? Are you a prisoner of your own fears, trapped in a self-made cage of doubt and hesitation, a pathetic existence where you merely react to the whims of fate? Or are you the conqueror of your destiny, the sovereign architect of your own triumphant reality, boldly seizing each day and molding it to your indomitable will? I'm here to tell you, to scream at you, that you were born to be the latter. You were not created to cower in the shadows. You were not designed to be a puppet of circumstance. You possess within you the blood of kings, the spirit of warriors, the potential for unimaginable greatness. This isn't some fluffy self-help pep talk, some feel-good mantra designed to temporarily soothe your anxieties. No, this is a war cry, a call to arms against the insidious enemy that resides within fear. We're going to dissect fear with the precision of a surgeon, expose its insidious nature, its manipulative tactics, and its ultimately illusory power. We're going to forge you into an unbreakable force, a relentless engine of self-mastery, capable of crushing any obstacle that dares to stand in your path. We will rewrite your fear narrative, that pathetic whimper of self-doubt that has echoed in your mind for far too long, and transform it into a symphony of triumph. A resounding crescendo of victories, a testament to your unwavering courage and your absolute refusal to be anything less than extraordinary. Prepare yourself for a radical transformation, a complete and utter metamorphosis. Because after today, after this brutal but necessary awakening, you will no longer recognize the timid, hesitant soul you once were. You will emerge, reborn, as the conqueror you were always destined to be. This is not a suggestion, it is a promise. A guarantee forged in the fires of unwavering conviction and absolute certainty. First, let's confront the beast. What is fear, truly? I'll tell you what it isn't. It's not some mythical dragon guarding a treasure. It's not some shadowy figure lurking in the alleyways of your mind. It's a parasite, a leech sucking the lifeblood out of your potential, feeding on your insecurities and growing stronger with every moment you cower. It's a self-constructed illusion, a phantom menace woven from the threads of past traumas, the suffocating weight of societal pressures, and the insidious, corrosive whispers of self-doubt. It's a narrative, a story you tell yourself, a lie you've accepted as truth. Now we're going to dissect this beast, layer by layer, until its pathetic weakness is laid bare before you. We're going to meticulously identify your specific fears. Are you haunted by the specter of rejection? Does the mere thought of failure send shivers down your spine, paralyzing you into inaction? Are you terrified of standing before a crowd, your voice trembling, your mind blank, a prisoner of public speaking? Or perhaps the fear of financial ruin keeps you awake at night, a cold sweat clinging to your skin, your dreams choked by the anxiety of what might happen. Whatever your poison, we're going to drag each and every one of these fears into the blinding light of scrutiny. We'll examine their roots, trace them back to their origins, and expose their pathetically weak foundations. We will perform an autopsy of fear. We will vivisect your demons. Let me share a shocking personal story, a glimpse into the abyss of my own past. Years ago, I was crippled by a fear so profound, so all-consuming, it threatened to devour me whole. The fear of vulnerability. The fear of truly opening myself up to another human being, of exposing my flaws, my weaknesses, my deepest insecurities. It was a fortress I had built around my heart, brick by agonizing brick, to protect myself from the perceived pain of rejection, of judgment, of betrayal. This fortress, while seemingly offering safety, became my prison. It isolated me, choked my relationships, and stifled my growth. I was a king ruling over a desolate, empty kingdom. Then came the reckoning. The moment I realized that this fear, this supposed protector, was my greatest enemy, I decided to dismantle it piece by agonizing piece. I started small with tiny acts of vulnerability, sharing a minor insecurity with a trusted friend, admitting a mistake to a colleague. Each act, though terrifying at first, felt like chipping away at the fortress walls. With each confession, a sliver of light pierced through the darkness. The process was excruciating, like ripping off a bandage that had been stuck for years, revealing raw, tender flesh beneath. But with each tear, with each ounce of pain, I felt a surge of liberation, a sense of reclaiming my power. It wasn't a linear journey. There were setbacks, moments of doubt, times when I wanted to retreat back into the familiar comfort of my shell. But I pressed on, fueled by a burning desire to be free. And slowly, surely, the fortress crumbled. The fear didn't vanish completely, but it lost its power. It became a whisper instead of a roar, a manageable discomfort instead of a paralyzing terror. And in its place, I found connection, intimacy, and a depth of experience I had never thought possible. I found freedom in its rawest form. Now it's your turn. We're going to develop a personalized fear inventory, a brutal, honest assessment of every single fear holding you hostage. No sugarcoating, no excuses. Just raw, unflinching truth. Write them down, all of them. The big ones, the small ones, the ones that seem ridiculous, even the ones you're ashamed to admit. This is not a judgment zone, it's a war room. We are preparing for battle. Once you have your list, we'll analyze each fear with the precision of a surgeon. How does it manifest? What are its triggers? Is it a sudden panic attack? A knot in your stomach? A racing heart? A relentless stream of negative self-talk? Do you have any physical reaction at all? Does your skin get cold? And most importantly, what is the devastating impact of these fears on your life? How do they limit your potential? How do they sabotage your relationships? How do they prevent you from pursuing your dreams, from becoming the man you were destined to be? Do they keep you locked at a mediocre job? Do you fail to build fulfilling relationships? Think long and hard. Be excruciatingly honest with yourself. Because awareness is the first, crucial step to demolition. Only by understanding the enemy can we hope to conquer it. Only by acknowledging the prison can we forge the key to our freedom. Only by staring into the abyss can we learn to fly. Now for the reconstruction. We're not simply tearing down the walls of fear. We're erecting a fortress of indomitable power in its place. Forget gentle nudges. We're diving headfirst into the inferno. This is about exposure therapy, but not the watered-down, feel-good version. This is a relentless, systematic, almost brutal confrontation with the very things that make you shrink. Are you paralyzed by the thought of public speaking? Good, you're going to speak. Not to a mirror, not to your pet goldfish, but to real people. Start small, perhaps a toast at a friend's gathering, then escalate. Volunteer to present at a work meeting. Join a local Toastmasters club and force yourself onto that stage, week after agonizing week. Feel the tremor in your voice, the sweat dripping down your back, the pounding of your heart against your ribs. Embrace it. Each presentation, each shaky word uttered is a victory, a chipping away at the edifice of your fear. Is rejection your personal demon? Does the mere thought of asking someone out, applying for that dream job, or sharing your creative work send shivers down your spine? Perfect. You're going to become intimately acquainted with rejection. You're going to ask out that person who seems out of your league. You're going to submit that application even if you think you're underqualified. You're going to share your art, your writing, your music with the world regardless of the potential criticism. Get rejected. Get ignored. Get laughed at. Each no is a badge of honor, proof that you're pushing your boundaries, that you're refusing to be confined by the shackles of fear. The sting, it will lessen. The fear, it will dissipate. What remains? An unshakable confidence forged in the fires of repeated exposure. But exposure alone isn't enough. We need to cultivate the conqueror's mindset. This is a psychological framework, a steel cage for your mind, built upon three unyielding pillars: unwavering self-belief, ruthless discipline, and an unshakable commitment to growth. Self-belief isn't some airy-fairy notion. It's a visceral conviction, a deep-seated knowing that you are capable of overcoming any obstacle. It's about silencing the inner critic, that insidious voice that whispers doubts and limitations. and replacing it with a roaring affirmation of your own potential. Ruthless discipline is the engine that drives your transformation. It's the unwavering commitment to showing up, even when you don't feel like it, even when fear is screaming at you to retreat. It's about setting audacious goals and pursuing them with relentless focus, breaking them down into manageable steps, and celebrating each small victory along the way. An unshakable commitment to growth means embracing discomfort as your constant companion. It's about recognizing that comfort is the enemy of progress, that true growth lies on the other side of fear. It's about constantly seeking out new challenges, pushing your boundaries, and expanding your horizons. We'll harness the power of visualization. But this isn't about passively daydreaming about success. This is about actively, viscerally experiencing it. Close your eyes. See yourself delivering that flawless presentation, captivating your audience, commanding the room. Feel the surge of confidence, the exhilaration of success. Hear the applause, the accolades. Smell the victory, taste it. Make it so real, so vivid, that your subconscious mind can't distinguish it from reality. We'll delve into the fascinating world of neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. We'll use the power of language to reprogram your subconscious, to dismantle those self-limiting beliefs that have been holding you hostage. I can't becomes I can and I will. I'm afraid becomes I'm excited to conquer this challenge. We'll craft empowering affirmations, not empty platitudes but potent declarations of your newfound strength and resilience, and repeat them relentlessly until they become ingrained in your very being. You must learn to reframe failure. Stop seeing it as a devastating setback, a mark of inadequacy. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone. It's a brutal but invaluable teacher. Think of Thomas Edison, the man who illuminated the world. He didn't succeed on his first try, did he? He failed thousands of times. Did he give up? Did he cower in the face of repeated setbacks? No, he learned from each failure. He adapted, he persisted, and ultimately he conquered. And so will you. Each stumble, each misstep, is an opportunity to learn, to refine your approach, to emerge stronger and wiser. We might even explore strategies that challenge conventional wisdom, methods that push you far beyond your comfort zone, because that's where the real magic happens. Remember, this is not about incremental improvement. This is about a radical, transformative leap. This is about becoming the unstoppable force you were always meant to be. This is not a journey for the faint of heart. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you it will be easy. It won't. It will be grueling. It will demand everything you have and more. This is a revolution, a violent, uncompromising uprising against the tyranny of your inner demons, a complete and utter annihilation of the fear that has held you captive, shackled in the darkness for far too long. You think you're a victim. Think again. You've been conditioned to believe you're a victim, to accept fear as an inevitable part of life. I'm here to tell you that's a lie. A monstrous, pervasive lie designed to keep you small, to keep you controlled. You are not a victim. You are a warrior who has been sleeping perhaps, but a warrior nonetheless. You have the power within you, a dormant volcano of strength and resilience, waiting to erupt. You are not defined by your past failures, your past traumas, your past heartbreaks. Those are merely scars, battle wounds that prove you've survived. They are not who you are. They are lessons etched onto your soul, making you stronger, wiser, more formidable. You are the architect of your future. You hold the chisel, the hammer, the blueprints to your own magnificent destiny. Don't let the ghosts of yesterday dictate the masterpiece of tomorrow. That symphony of triumph I spoke of. It's not some distant, ethereal melody floating in the clouds. It's not a prize to be won at the end of some mythical quest. It's the roaring, visceral crescendo of your life, unfolding now in this very moment. It's the sound of your heart beating with fierce determination, the sound of your spirit soaring above the limitations you once accepted. It's the sound of you conquering your fears, one terrifying, exhilarating step at a time. Embrace the discomfort, because comfort is a siren song, luring you to a slow, agonizing death of the soul. Embrace the challenge, because challenges are the forge in which greatness is hammered out. Embrace the sheer, exhilarating, almost terrifying power of becoming the conqueror you were always meant to be. Do not hesitate. Do not doubt. Do not falter. Go forth and dominate. Not in a tyrannical, oppressive way, but dominate your own life. Dominate your fears. Dominate your doubts. Dominate the limitations that have held you back for far too long. Leave this conversation not just inspired. Inspiration is fleeting, a mere spark, but transformed. Fundamentally, irrevocably altered. Armed with the knowledge, the strategies, and most importantly, the unwavering resolve to rewrite your fear narrative from a pathetic whimper into a legend of absolute, undeniable triumph. A story that will be told and retold, a testament to the indomitable power of the human spirit. So, I ask you, with the force of 1,000 thunderclaps, what are you waiting for?